Hello, dear young minds. Welcome to Physics Point. We have reached at the third video of the chapter Force and Laws of Motion, and we are going to discuss all these subtopics in this video. All right, we'll see what is Newton's third law of motion. This is also known as action reaction law. Do you remember Newton's first law of motion is known as what? Newton's first law of motion is also known as law of inertia, right? Do you remember all that first law? Law of inertia, so many examples I have given. And I have given the definition of Newton's second law of motion also. Now we have reached at Newton's third law of motion. Alright? And we'll see some of the examples. Examples means there is one more word for that, that is called as illustrations. In the question paper, they will be using the word called illustrations. Illustrations is nothing but examples. Alright? Then we'll have a derivation on law of conservation of momentum. Very important point, very important derivation, which is very important for your numericals. Alright, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe now only, so that whatever work we do, whatever syllabus we are covering in physics, that notification you keep on getting. Alright, so if you are getting use from these videos, then make it sure that you are liking these videos, because of your likes only the YouTube gets to know that these videos are good and have to be recommended for other people. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, let's get started with the Newton's third law of motion. So everybody is going to put the heading Newton's third law of motion. So Newton's third law of motion. So what is this Newton's third law of motion? We'll see that. Alright, let's have a look at this Newton's third law of motion. Alright, so as I have already told, so this is also known as action reaction law, that is also there. So you can just write simple definition, Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. There is equal and opposite reaction. Very simple definition, but this has to be understood with the help of examples. For every action, there is equal and opposite reactions. Okay, opposite reaction. So let's take one classic example. For example, here is the floor. Okay, otherwise there is a wall. This is the wall. All right. So on this wall, I mean this is painted red. Okay, you are throwing a ball. For example, there is a ball here. Okay, and you have thrown it. So there is a ball, and you have thrown that ball onto the wall. You have thrown it. All right. So now this ball has come here. Now this ball is here. So it is hitting, no? It is hitting the wall. Now what is happening here? Just observe. When you observe, you will get to know that this ball is applying some force on the wall. Correct, no? If this wall was very smooth, means the ball would have gone little bit inside, no? It would have made impression. So whatever force it is applying, no? So that is called as what? That is called as action. Action means what? Action means force of the ball on the wall. Force of the ball on the wall is action. Similarly, this wall is also going to apply some force back on this ball. So this is called as what? Reaction. So reaction is like this is force of the wall on the ball. Try to understand this. All right, there are pairs. So that is, one is action, another is reaction. All right, so action and reaction will be on different bodies. This is very, very important point what I am writing now. Action and reaction will act on different bodies. This is very, very important point. Please make a note of this. Okay, please put it in a box. Okay, action and reaction will be on different bodies. Action and reaction will not be on the same body. Please make it short. All right, I hope this point is very, very clear. See, where is the action? Action is on the wall and reaction is on the ball. All right, they will not be on the same body. Okay, you can take one more example here. There are so many examples. I have made note of those things here. The first one is, so rising of this balloon, rising of balloon. Okay, rising of balloon when it is opened, when it is opened. So this is the first example. So with the help of this diagram you can understand this. What is happening here? In this balloon, air is there, so air rushes out. When you open this, air is coming out, no? So air rushes out. So this is what? This is action, correct, no? And this balloon will goes up, balloon will rise up. So this is what? This is reaction. All right, so action is is on the gases, no? On this gas it is coming down, and reaction is on the balloon. All right, so again it is what? This is action reaction pair, right? What is this? Action reaction pair. And we know that action and reaction are on different bodies. All right, so this is the first example. Now second example, in the same line you can take about a rocket propulsion. Second example is rocket propulsion. Make it sure that you are making notes. Rocket propulsion. Propelling means going up. All right, so what is happening here? Action. Look at this force on gases. These gases will be coming down, right? They will be applying some force on the ground, no? For example, this is the ground level. So these gases will apply some force on the ground. So that is what action is. And how about reaction? The rocket will move up. The force on the rocket, the rocket is going to move up, no? So that is a reaction. So whatever I have shown downwards, this is action, and whatever I am showing above, this is a reaction. Already it is written there, but still you get to know about that. So what is the meaning of action and reaction? All right, so you can know about this one more thing, no? So flying of birds, you can take third examples also. Flying of birds. So flying of birds, what happens? They push the air downwards, no? With their wings, they push the wind or the air downwards, and they rise above. So that is also one example. Third example. All right, and this fourth one is very classic, very good example. So this is called as recoiling back of gun. So what is this? A recoiling back of gun. As we move forward into the chapter, we are going to solve so many numericals on this. Now you must have observed from the gun, inside the gun, what will be there? Inside the gun there will be a bullet like this. All right, now when you shoot the bullet, so this bullet will accelerate in the forward direction, no? Accelerating force on the bullet is action. All right, at the same time this gun will come back. This is called as recoiling. Okay, a recoiling force on the gun, that is a reaction. So action is in the forward direction and reaction is in the opposite direction. So here also we got a action reaction pair. If they ask you in recoiling of gun, what is action and what is reaction, if they are asking you, so you should be able to tell action means it is a force on bullet, force on bullet, and it moves forward, Now reaction means a force on gun, and it moves backwards. So like that you should be able to recognize what is action and reaction. So action is on the bullet, and reaction is on the gun. As I have already told you, action and reaction will act on different bodies. All right, moving forward, I think 4 examples are over. This is the 5th example. So this, what is this? This is skating. Okay, everybody must have done it. So in skating what happens? This boy, his leg was here, no? Initially he is going to apply force on the road. So what is this? A force applied by this boy on the ground is action. So what is this action? Tell me. This action is force applied by the boy, on the road. This is the action. Now he will move forward, no? As he has applied some force, so he will have some reaction. All right, so what is this reaction? This reaction is like the boy moves forward. So this is what reaction is. Correct, no? If he is applying more force here, more action, more force is there, so then definitely he is going to get more reaction and he will go very fast. If he is applying very less force, means less action and less reaction will be there. All right, so this is what is all about action reaction law. So Newton's third law of motion is also known as what? Action reaction law. I hope all these things are quite clear. All right, so for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So this is Newton's third law. If they're asking about examples or illustration, you should be able to write this. All right, so this was a very simple thing in the lecture. Now we have to see it. I mean, see, some more examples are given here. So the same examples. So this is, what is this? This one is a recoiling back of gun, recoiling of gun, and this one is a rocket propulsion. Okay, rocket propulsion. Just to I mean, revise the things, I have written all those things here. And this is rising of balloon, rising of balloon when it is opened, when its mouth is opened. Correct, no? So that is, when its mouth is open. So that is also an example. And look at this person. He is what he is doing? He is I mean, pushing this, no? This is the action. This dock is there, no? This small boat is there. He is pushing it back. Correct, no? And he is moving forward. So this is a reaction. Correct, no? So these are all the example for Newton's third law of motion. I hope it is clear. Let's move forward. So as I have told you, we have to look for a law of conservation of momentum. So what is this? Law of conservation of momentum. We'll have a look at a derivation. Okay, we'll see a derivation. Then after that, once we have seen the derivation, we'll look for the numericals also. Law of conservation of momentum. What does it says, and what is? We are going to study about this law of conservation of momentum for two colliding bodies. Okay, for two colliding bodies. Colliding means dashing. Okay, for two colliding bodies, we are going to study about this. Alright, first of all, let me explain you what is this law of conservation of momentum. Then we can go back to definition and all. Alright, so for example, here is one body. Alright, so this body is there, and here is one more body. Two bodies are there. Okay, so let me mark these masses as m1 and m2. So this is having mass m1. Let me take black color. Where is black color? Yes, I think here it is. So it is no, not black, no, I should take red, I guess. Okay, so here is a body with mass m1, and it is the body with mass m2, and it is moving with the velocity u1, and it is moving with velocity u2. Correct. So if u1 is greater than u2, you understand the meaning of this? The velocity of this body, the first body, whatever first body is there, no, velocity of this body is greater than velocity of the second body. So what will happen in some time? So as time passes, for example, the time has passed, so they are going to collide with each other, no? So this first body will collide with second body. So both the bodies will collide with each other. Correct, no? The mass is going to remain same. There will be no change in the mass. The mass will be m1 only, and mass will be m2 only. But when they are colliding, don't you think this body, first body, will apply some force on the second body? So let me call this force as F21. So what is this F21? F21 means force of this force on the second body due to first body. F21. Please try to read this. What is this? Force on second body due to first body. Alright, now similarly what will happen? So this second body is there, no? This second body will also apply some force back on the first body. Why? Because this is action, means some reaction should be there, no? So it will also apply some reaction, I mean backward force. I mean for every action there should be some reaction. So that's why it will apply some force. So we'll call this as F12. F12 means what? Force on first body due to second body. Alright, so first body is applying force on second body, and second body is applying force on first body, and we have represented. And both of these are equal and opposite according to Newton's third law. Now what will happen? They will get separated, no? After some time, I mean they collided. Now the body, the first body, I mean it will get separated, and it will start to move with some velocity. For example, this is the first body. Alright, and here I am drawing the second body. I think they haven't become circular. You can, I think you are getting to know about the concept. So again the mass is same, m1 only. there is no change in the mass, so whatever mass is there, it has to be same m1, and here also the mass is m2, so it is moving with velocity v1. Why it is moving with v1? Initially it was moving with u1, I know that, but now it started to move with v1. Why? Because some force has been applied, no, some reaction. Look at this, some reaction was there, so that's why the velocity got changed. And similarly this body will also move with velocity v2, some other velocity. Correct? No, I hope this concept is clearly understood. So what is this? The first thing whatever I have explained here, no, these two things, so these two things whatever I have explained here, so this is all related to before collision. What is this? This is before collision. Before collision. So these things, now these things whatever I have explained here, so this is during collision, and these things whatever I have explained here, this is after collision. All right, so let me write it down. So this second thing is there, no, so this is what? This is during collision, during the collision time, during collision, and this is after collision. After collision, collision means dashing, okay, it is nothing but dashing. All right, so this is before collision, this is during collision, and that is after collision. Now what does this law of conservation of momentum says is, the statement of law of conservation of momentum is, the sum of momenta, the sum of momenta, momenta means it is a plural form of momentum. Momentum is a singular, we don't say momentums, we say momenta. The sum of momenta of two bodies, the sum of momenta of two bodies before collision is equal to sum of momenta of those bodies after collision. All right, after collision. So this is the law of conservation of momentum. Now look at this, sum of momenta of two bodies before collision. So what does it mean? It means before collision, what was the momentum here? m1 u1. What was the momentum here? m2 u2. Just add them. So that is like m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to, now what is the sum of momenta of those bodies after collision? After collision means you understand, no? After collision, now look at this, what is the momentum here? m1 v1. What is the momentum here? m2 v2. Just add them, so it becomes what? m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Very important equation. All right, so put it in a box. So this is the equation for law of conservation of momentum, and we are going to use this in the numerical section. All right, and now we have to prove this. We have to prove this. How the question will be asked? They will ask you state law of conservation of momentum. At that time you can state this, you can write this statement, and you can draw the diagram also. Correct? No, but we have to prove it. Okay, so now we have to prove law of conservation of momentum. Prove law of conservation of momentum. All right, so we have to prove it. So how to prove that? I'll give you a simple approach how to prove this. All right, so just to practice, just to have a practice, let us draw these diagrams one more time. For example, here is the first body. Okay, this first body is having mass m1, and this is a second body, and this is having a mass m2, and these bodies will collide with each other. We know that these are going to collide with each other. All right, so in collision some action and reaction will happen, then those bodies will get separated and they will start to move with their own velocity. So let me mark all the things already, you know. So this is mass m1, do it along with me. This is mass m2, again mass m1, mass m2, this is mass m1, this is mass m2. It is moving with velocity u1, and this is moving with velocity u2. If u1 is greater than u2, these are going to collide. This is during the collision. Now this force is known as a force on second body due to first body, and this force is known as a force on first body due to second body. Then after that they will start to move with the final velocities v1 and v2. All right, you know this. This is before collision, this is setup. Whatever this setup is before collision, this is during collision, this is after collision. You know that. If you want, you can write here. All right, so otherwise you can skip it also, no problem. But now very important thing comes here. According to Newton's third law of motion, according to Newton's third law of motion, according to Newton's third law of motion, what can I write? I can write, so what is this? F21 is equal to minus F12. Look at this. Okay, so what is this? This is the action, correct? No, so what is this? This is action. So due to this action, because it is coming and hitting, no, so this body is coming and hitting, this means this is action. For that action, what will be there? So this is reaction. So this action and reaction are equal and opposite, so they are equal. So F21, F12, they are equal, and opposite means we have to show one minus sign, correct? No, so that's it. Then afterwards you get to know about this force and all with the help of Newton's second law of motion, correct? No, so what is the formula for the force is nothing but mass into acceleration, and here also minus will be there, and here also mass into acceleration. Now which mass and which acceleration is very important. Now look at this. F21 means this is the force on second body, right? F21 means this is a force on second body. So second body means we have to take a mass as a second bodies only. So that's why we'll take this mass as a m2 only. And acceleration is also of a second body. And how about this F12? Look at this F12. F12 means this is this is a force on first body. This is a force on first body means we have to take the mass of first body, and we have to take acceleration of first body. That's why it becomes m1 a1. Correct? No? Then afterwards m2 into a2 means what? A2 is acceleration of second body. What is the acceleration of second body? Look at this v2 minus u2, and let us assume this collision, they collided, and this collision has happened for time period t. Correct? No? So that's why a2 becomes what? A2 becomes v2 minus u2 then divided by t, and that is equal to minus m1 will be there. And how about a1? Okay, a1 means acceleration of first body, that becomes v1 minus u1 divided by t. Correct? No, I hope everybody is understanding what is being said here. All right, so now what will happen? Now this t and t, they cancel with each other. Now you can multiply the things, so that becomes m2 into v2 minus m2 into u2, and that is equal to, look at this, minus m1 into v1 means it becomes minus m1 v1. Then afterwards minus m1 into minus u1 means it becomes minus into minus is plus, that's why it becomes m1 u1. Correct? No? So all these initial velocities, let us make it on one side, and final velocities on another side. Let me keep this here. So m2 into v2, and let us bring this minus m1 v1 this side. I have to bring this side. All right, so you know about that. So it becomes plus m1 v1. Okay, so these things are taken care now. Now let me keep this m1 u1 there only, m1 u1, and minus m2 u2 you can bring this side, so it becomes plus m2 u2. Look at this, try to observe all these things whatever I have done. So both these equations, so this equation and this equation, are they same or different? They are same. All right, then you can write it reverse form. You can write this first. Okay, so it becomes m1 u1 plus m2 u2, and afterwards you can write this, so it becomes m1 v1 plus m2 v2. All right, so this is where we started, no? So I have mentioned the same things, no? So what is this? So this is m1 u1 plus m2 u2. So what is the basic meaning of it? The meaning of it is sum of momenta, right? So what is this? This is the sum of momenta before collision. All right, no need to write this one more time. I am just writing it to confirm for you. And what is this? This is the sum of momenta after collision. All right, after collision. So this is what I stated, and afterwards I proved this by using Newton's third law of motion as well as Newton's second law of motion, these equations. All right, I hope the law of conservation of momentum derivation is quite clear to all of you, and the Newton's third law of motion concepts are also quite clear. All right, so in the next video when we come, we'll discuss about all these numericals. on law of conservation of momentum. So whatever numericals are there, we are going to discuss them and we are going to take you through that journey by using a law of conservation of momentum. By using all that concept, I will solve so many numericals. All right, please make it sure that you like this video and share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Me Shrikant Bashetti from Physics Point. I am signing off from this video. Thank you very much. Have a good day and bye bye.